Hello everyone, Babylon here. Today's episode is 38. Made a mistake on the last one. I called it 36. It's actually 37. But
Lagos unit
El
got
Camino,
desperate and
and
approved
it's
an urgent Group 15 drop
not
into
very long.
unsurveyed
Uh,
territory.
just
But
research.
the
We did
dropship
have to fight a
never made
boss,
it.
but
Well, not in
resolved
one
it
piece. They
at the
want
end
you
of
to
it.
track
But
it down and find out what
it's
happened,
one
because they
mission
had enough
straight into
skills.
another.
Means heading
I
into
guess I
some
could have
pretty
probably
fresh
put both of those on the
territory with
same
no
video.
backup. They
But
asked
at the same time,
specifically
I
for
do
you.
know my next video is going to have two in one. That's only because I messed up the
Whatever
recording
happened to
on one
that
of them,
dropship, Lagos needs to
and
know
then
fast.
yeah, it kind of
They've
sucked.
marked a possible crash
But
site on the map. If you can
I
find a
paused the
fragment,
recording to wait
you
tonight and
should be
forgot
able
to
to track the
push the
trajectory to the
recording to go
rest.
again. But
They're not
we live
expecting
and learn, right?
survivors,
But
but stuff
hey,
like this
like I
tends
said,
to
I'm
attract the
new at this. I'm going
wildlife.
to keep being new
So
at it,
tool up.
and eventually I'll
Good
get it
luck
down
on this
right,
one.
and hopefully everything will work out. So here we go on this mission here. We're going to go find those the first location. You got to just go through and examine it, and you'll find parts, stuff like that, of the crash sites, and you just determine what caused the crash. And of course, we figure all that out. Damn it, I forgot what else I was going to tell y'all. I'm still working on the streaming issue. Uh, I can't figure out why I can't get the delay down so far. I'm probably going to have to hook up a Ethernet cable all the way through my house to the other side of the house, and we got the router so far away. That might be what's causing it, but then again, it doesn't seem to be near as long as it was before. So I might make some more adjustments on what we're doing. I just don't want it to interfere with the video uh, gameplay where there's issues with a lot of lagging or something like that. But if I have to get an Ethernet cord, it's going to have to be about two to 300 feet long. So I don't know if that's going to help with none at all or anything. We can't move it into this room where I'm at because it just ain't got a hookup for it. But that's in the business office in there on the other end of the house. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that straightened out and just do some streaming or something, do something differently. Uh, I do know one thing certain. I do want, before I start playing sticks, I want to get the streaming uh, uh, worked out on that because I want to stream working in sticks because like I said, it'll be new. You'll be able to see everything fresh for me, and I'll probably be more interactive with it than I am with these because like I said, I've played Olympus now almost 600 hours, and it's getting too routine for me. So it's hard to explain what I'm wanting to do. Now these missions, like I said, they're new to me. I've not done these missions in the rest of the way through this game. I've never even come close to the most of these missions I've never done at all. So they're new, and it's kind of refreshing, but at the same time they're also frustrating because I'm really wanting to move on. But I want to be able to have a playthrough this here doing the missions, and of course I'll have a playthrough on the missions on the other ones. But it almost made that mistake right there. But yeah, it's just I don't know, and it's just I really want to get into sticks. So I'm not making y'all feel like I'm just trying to rush through this, but which I am rushing through it. I just don't want y'all to feel like I'm trying to ignore the full game at all. But like I said, I've done the mining, I did all that stuff, and building and parts making and stuff. But like I said, I am going to make some sandworm building pieces and try to build something out of that sandworm stuff just to see what it looks like and well, how especially on the damage size of it. I don't know, being in the desert, I don't know, maybe it won't take any damage at all, I guess. But then again, concrete and limestone don't seem to be taking any damage from just sandstorms and stuff, just the greenhouse does. Uh, I have never really built anything out of aluminum, So I don't know, I might make a different building out of each piece before I leave, for leaving Olympus. Just so I can get the idea of what kind of hit points and stuff like that it has on it. I know I haven't built anything out of steel, which I think I built something out of steel. I think it was kind of disappointing that it didn't have near the hit points like concrete did. But you figure steel would have had a lot more hit points. But we'll figure all that out when I build each piece. In the end of it, we'll make a video on that where I build a small, like a little 2x2 or something out of each one, just to examine the hit points on the stuff. And of course, the look of the design. I know wood looks pretty cool to a certain extent, but I know the interior stuff looks nice. I just wish we can have something for like panels for the walls and stuff. And yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, I think the buildings will look a lot better with that stuff. But I don't think I got any panels.
That looks like it.
I know I got some stuff that
What happened
in
to
the
it?
decor deal. It looks like it's
Looks like it was hit by something.
like a wall divider type deal. I don't know if that will go up against that wall or not. But it'd be nice if it did, though. And we did start this just after that black market deal. That's the reason why we're already here. And if I'm mistaken, I think I went ahead and got that black whiff boss down there. Get it out of the way. It was kind of close to where the mission was taking place. I don't know. These last few days I had just been thirsty. But yeah, when I do start streaming though, it'll be actual part of I'll make the videos from it. I'm hoping make the videos out of what I do on when I stream anyway. I make it out of that material instead of doing what I'm doing, just playing the game, then go back and doing a voiceover. Although there might be some points in there where I might do a voiceover. Depends on what we're doing. However, that's like I said, that's in the future. If I can get the chat delay fixed on it, there will be not absolutely instant, but close. You know what I mean? I don't think you can get it actually instant. I think there's like a 1 second delay no matter what, but which that would be fine. It just doesn't make any sense why I'm trying to carry on a conversation with somebody if you gotta wait 15 seconds for me to read it and then respond to it, and vice versa. It just doesn't make any sense to do it that way. I mean, I wouldn't want to sit there and try to talk with somebody with that kind of a delay. You can see that traverse over there is kind of, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a more beautiful area than the forest, but at the same time, you got to sacrifice the traversing across the lands with all these water and stuff. Getting back and forth and getting around the rock formations and everything makes it a little bit more difficult. But like I said, it's got some pretty views like that right there. I mean, but I think that's really the only downside about living in the forest or the other biomes outside of the desert, because of the sunlight issue with the solar powers. But I did think about setting up some more generators. Well, which I got some power generators going with oil. And here in a little bit, we'll actually find more oil in that southern desert, which we can We probably could, but I probably not want to. I mean, at this point in the game, there we're almost done. So, I mean, I got plenty of barrels of crude oil and everything to use for making epoxy and plastics and all that stuff. And here we go with the boss's wolf here. Yeah, I put my light on so I can see the black wolf. There he is. Hey, you don't want to pass up your exotics when you get the chance. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was going to go ahead and destroy the arrows and all that stuff, but I didn't want to destroy them in case we had to have them for something on the other end. But but I, but it's all good said and done. We got everything taken care of anyway. And at this point here, it's just fine. It took us a little while to find this next piece. Just making all that room there just in case. I went a couple of ways there because I thought I saw smoke, but kind of found out it wasn't smoke. But it took me a little bit to figure out where this stuff was at. Of course, I ran into some spiders there. But I thought maybe it was in there, but it wasn't. But and there, of course, here comes the issue of trying to get away around them animals, around those woods and stuff. Your mount should be able to push their way through it, but they don't do that on the. But yeah, maybe just a big old circle right there in that one spot. That's the only bad side about traversing into the deal. Now I went all the way across. I should have just went straight towards the desert area. And I believe that's where we actually found the part for this area here. But it is what it is, man. We'll get over to that one point and get that taken care of. I don't know if sticks. Are you gonna be? I don't know if we're gonna be able to open up the farming and everything on sticks or not for Ren, like he did here or not. I don't know if they had the mission for it or if there's something totally different. But I know I'm gonna love getting into that and finding it out. Here I went ahead and just ran all the way up into the one area there, and couldn't find out that it was taking me into, I guess, the winter biome, the Arctic zone. Thinking it was going to be there, and then of course, ran out of the circle. And of course, that's when I decided to come back over there. Heading that way, there's when we wind up finding it. But the issue is just getting your bearings straight coming back out of here. That's the only downside about traveling at night in the game is that you really can't tell which direction you're actually going. Not able to see far enough ahead of you and all that. And there's a piece.
Okay. This is weird. The debris has impact markings that got nothing to do with that crash. Something hit that bird on its way down. Something big and fast. That's concerning.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was going on there. It wasn't showing another spot. Until then, I think that's when it finally showed up. Yeah. Better safe than sorry to make sure you're going the right direction anyway. But even sometimes you find out that you're going the wrong way. Into the desert biome we go. I said, I do believe they did a real good job on the map. I mean, hands down. I mean, the looks of it and everything was pretty cool. Look at that damn boss right there. And here we are in the circle. Just got to find out where all that stuff is. Here we go.
Looks like the worm made you a way through. That's convenient. Bots reckon last piece of the dropship's on the other side.
That's the only way I can see where the mount was at. Hmm. Here we go here. You notice he takes more damage when he has his mouth open, but he's not aiming at you. I mean, you're going to have to figure out your timing and everything like that in order to get damage on it, or massive damage on it anyway. I think explosive ammo will work better on him, especially if you hit him while his mouth is open. You got scales laying everywhere. Ooh. But I'll take the scales. We're going to be using them. Now all we have to do is find that last piece, and then we can figure it out. I went too far over yonder thinking that was the last piece, and it wasn't it. That's just one of those containment deals that didn't get off the map. But see, we ran out of the circle right there before we got to it. But I still went ahead and go see what it was, and it turned out it was that containment field deal. Where we had to fight the scorpions was still there, but yeah, and this one I realized I had to turn around. I was going the wrong damn way. But yeah, so if you do, take a little shelter with you, put a bed down, and sleep through it that night. That way you can see things better than I did. I mean, I'm stubborn, old and stubborn, and well, it just, that's how I roll anyway. And of course, I thought that was smoke, and couldn't find out that was just a pass. Oh, that was the smoke. Okay.
Well, mystery solved. Dropship came overhead, got spat at by one of those worm fellas, and fell out of the sky. Moral of the story, don't drop into unmapped territory. Because Icarus will ruin your day.
That's the truth. Alright. Well, everybody, that's this one. It's El Camino for you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'll appreciate y'all watching, and peace. See you on the next one.